My biggest support system was my mom. She was like, I could not have a bad idea. Anything I did, she was like, go for it, go for it, go for it. Like, just work hard, you can do it kind of thing. And so I started this YouTube channel. And this was the first time she was like, Blake, like, don't do this. My name is Blake Wynn. A lot of people know me as Just Wynn on YouTube, but that's not even really who I am. I've been an entrepreneur since I was a little kid. I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, and now I'm a freshman at the Gabelli School of Business at Fordham University. And I want to tell you guys a story.
Chuki Beats.
Growing up, my passion was always business. I did car washes, I sold Pokemon cards, I sold football cards, I took items out of my house and put them in garage sales and then got in trouble for it. I literally did anything I could to like just be able to practice business. And so when I was 11, I walked into an Adidas outlet and there was 2 pairs of shoes sitting there. They were $19.99 each and the suggested retail was $199. And so I decided to buy both pairs. I literally had $45, so I had just enough to buy both pairs. Got them both, asked to put them on my mom's eBay account, and the next day they both sold for $107 each. This was like the coolest thing to me. Like, I'm 11 years old, I just like made, you know, 85% on both pairs of shoes. I thought it was the coolest thing, but I didn't even have the money for boxes, so I went in the dumpster behind the outlet, jumped in, like literally got boxes out of the dumpster to ship them in, and that's kind of how it started. Sneakers were not really my passion at this time. I didn't know anything about sneakers. I wore like, probably like DC, or I honestly probably used to wear Skechers. Like, honestly, like I really didn't know anything about sneakers, didn't really care about it, played sports, but like, as soon as I found those shoes that day, I immediately had a passion for it because I realized it was a business. For the next couple years, I resold on outlets. I would go to literally like any outlet store I could find, Nike, Adidas, like any footwear outlets, like there's lots of different ones. And basically all I would do is I would sit there on my phone on eBay sold and seeing what every single product would go for. And if there was like a difference between what they were selling it for and what it could sell for on eBay, I bought it. So like, I wasn't reselling like Yeezys and, you know, Human Races, like none of that stuff really even existed. I was reselling like Free Runs and like Air Maxes and stuff that is hard to resell, but you can even still do this today, I'm certain about it. And so I did this for a while. I became top rated on eBay, which is they give your store like a gold ribbon, which was like a big accomplishment to me because like, you're supposed to be 18 on eBay. It was my parents' account, so I was 13 and when I got this, and that was like the coolest thing to me because I felt like I was doing adult business in a world where like most kids are encouraged to just like have lemonade stands or do whatever. That wasn't really me. I always wanted to do bigger and better. And so when I got that ribbon, I completely changed and I was like, okay, there's a pretty good chance that I can do something even bigger to make this business even better. And that's when you guys met me for the first time.
What's up, YouTube? It's Blake Wynn tuning in. I have a very special episode for you today. I really want to show you guys my 5 favorite shoes in my collection. I got 2 songs, 1 for the plug and 1 for the load.
So when I was first starting out, my mom was actually like someone who always supported me growing up. Whether I was doing car washes, football cards, Pokemon cards, like all the stuff I ever did, my mom always supported what I did. Not necessarily financially, but she was like, always taught me like how to have good business practice, how to try hard, work hard, not necessarily not fail, but not be willing to accept failure. Every like principle that you need to like, you know, be successful in life, she kind of taught me. And so she always supported everything I did. And so when I came to her one day and I was like, this resale business I've spent the last 4 years building, that's it. Like, I'm not necessarily quitting it, but like I'm starting this YouTube channel and I'm gonna try to build it and do blah, blah, blah with it. She was like, oh, Blake, like, why are you doing this? Like, you've worked so hard to build this business, like don't lose focus. You don't shift just because you get a little bored. Like, and I was like, no, I'm not getting bored. I was like, I see an opportunity here. And she was like, Blake, like, there's 30 million people that have YouTube channels, and now I think there's more like 75 million as far as people that have uploaded a video.
This video has to get to 50 likes in the next 48 hours. Can it be done? I think it can. I think it can.
What she didn't realize is she like really fired me up at the fact that she didn't really believe in it. Not because I was like, oh, this sucks, no one doesn't believe in me. I was like, no, this is perfect. Like, for the first time in my life, I'm in a position where I can actually prove somebody wrong with my work ethic. Like, I want to try this. And so what she didn't realize is trying to kind of talk me out of it definitely talked me into it. Maybe that was her plan all along. But I remember my first few videos, like, none of them even hit 100 views. I had like 20 subscribers after the first like week or 2 weeks, and any comment that ever came across on my videos was hate. Like, this is the worst channel on YouTube. He has horrible acne. Oh my God, my eyebrows, I get it, I need to shave them. But like, that's part of my character, you know, like I'm not touching, that's really part of like the character, like the personal brand. Like I didn't care, like anything anyone ever said, I wasn't like, ah, oh, shoot, like that one really hurt. It was more so like, good, like you're paying attention to me enough that you are taking the time out of your day to type a comment. Like the fact that it's not nice, like that'll change. Like hopefully my content will change your mind, but every comment I was excited. I read every single one, like I didn't care. And so my mom literally got to the point where she was like, one more of these comments, like, Blake, I'm not letting you do YouTube. You're quitting, absolutely not. Like you're gonna get robbed, like you're gonna get beat up, like all these people hate you. I was like, Mom, no one in my comment section is gonna beat me up. I'm telling you, Mom, it's probably like a 12-year-old that is just being mean, and one day I will make sure that he's a fan. And so I've actually had people come up to me and be like, I used to hate on your videos so hard, but like now I'm a fan.
But it's okay, positive vibes.
The last 2 years of my life have been the fastest and the slowest years of my life at the same time. And it's weird, I feel like I remember every single day of it because I really feel like I got to live my dream. But I want to kind of tell you guys some of the stories of like the things that like really changed the way that I looked at this. The first one that comes to mind, I want to say it was June of 2016 when I like really met Kais for the first time. He came to my house in Las Vegas to film a collection video.
Guys, we're at this dude's house right here. What's good, man?
What's up, guys?
Introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Blake Wynn. We have been able to collaborate. Everyone check out my channel, Just Win Sneakers. Big thank you to this guy.
Thank you, man. Thank you for inviting us to your crib. His collection video that we did together is on Crew Kicks. It's already up on Crew Kicks. Shout out to this guy. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Everyone who says you've been here since day one, that's probably why you've been here since day one. You probably found me on Kais's channel called Crew Kicks, where he titled it 16-year-old shows $100,000 collection. That really was like the first like really big thing that I did. I was so excited about that video, and I'll never forget it. Kais was about to leave my house to head back to LA where he lives, and he said to me, he goes, all right, man, well, it was good to meet you. I'm gonna post this in the next day or two. That was back when he would do community collections, and so he like shouted out a lot of different YouTubers, and he said to me, I'll never forget it. He said, you're gonna gain a couple thousand subscribers from this just because of like my following going into your channel. But what you do with it can be huge. You can build a career off that following, or you can enjoy it for a couple minutes and then let it go. And so that really stuck with me. And so 2 days later, I head to LA because it was the week of SneakerCon LA, and I was a vendor there. I was still reselling at the time. And I'm at my grandparents' house, which is where I typically stay when I go to Los Angeles. And I'm sitting in their pool really late at night, just kicking my feet with my friend. And I get a text from my mom that goes, you just gained 50 subscribers. And I was like, oh, what? Like I had 910 at the time. Like I had almost 1,000 before Kais. And so I went from like 910 to like 960. And so immediately I find this website that shows you your live subscriber count. Like I knew it existed, but I never needed that before because I gained like 2 subscribers a day. Like I didn't need to watch it real time, like stay the same. And so I go on this site and it's almost like a gas meter, like just going up 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300. So I didn't really sleep that well, and I woke up the next morning with like 3,200. Thank you to Kais again for doing the video. It really means a lot, and I'm so glad that all of you guys came over to my channel and subscribed. That's super cool. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe below. And I met up with Blake Linder, who I knew before I even started YouTube. He was like 15 or 14 years old at the time. And we just went shopping at the Grove, which is like a pretty popular spot in Beverly Hills. We walked in Nike Town, and Blake had like 50 or 60,000 subscribers at the time. He started maybe like a year, maybe a little less before me. So he definitely showed me a lot of the ropes early on, so huge shout out to Blake for that.
Me and him here have over 100K subs.
Okay, but you have like 90 of them, and I have like less than 5. Who knows? I'd kind of seen kids come up to him, so these 2 kids come up to him in Nike Town, and they're like, yo, like, be sneak, can we get a picture? And he's like, yeah, sure. And so I just kind of walked away like I always did, you know, like let him, you know, talk to the fans and whatnot. So I walk away with my friend Kevin, who was there, and these 2 kids start walking towards me, and they go, yo, are you Just Win? And it was so weird because like, I literally think I paused for like 4 seconds and I was like yeah, I guess I am, you know? Like no one had ever called me Just Wynn before. That was a name that came up from my YouTube. So it was like, yeah, like I guess I am. And so like, can we get a picture with you? And I'm like, okay, like yeah, let's do it. I really wonder if those kids still watch me because like, that was definitely a moment that like changed my life. I was like, whoa. Like this, like, I mean, that was 30 days after I started my channel. So that was mind-boggling to me that someone actually cared enough about what I was doing to want a picture. And then I had no idea what I was in for 2 days later. I went to SneakerCon Los Angeles. What felt like probably 10,000 pictures. I think I probably took like 40.
That's vlog? You're vlogging? Okay. Yo, I think it's 2,000, bro.
Say what's up.
Say what's up. The Mag family. Whoa. Look at that.
Damn, look at all this, guys.
Woo, woo.
Mags all around.
Be the young crew.
Young crew.
Bro, we gotta get a picture of Chris. Not right now, we right now.
There you go, man. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. He came through, copped the shirt. Everybody go check him out. Los Angeles Sneakerheads on his YouTube channel. Make sure you go subscribe to him.
All right, guys. Thanks.
It was weird because like I never did it for that. Like I never grew up wanting to be, you know, YouTube famous or an influencer. Like none of that really ever interested me. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but what was so cool to me about it was not like, oh, look at me, like I have followers. What was so cool to me, these kids like genuinely cared enough about what I was doing that they supported me to the extent that they would like buy t-shirts or want pictures with me or ask me to sign something. Like my signature didn't exactly make things worth more money. Like it probably completely devalued like the sneakers and stuff like that at the time. Like I had, you know, like 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 followers. So that was when I knew I was like, if I'm providing people with entertainment and like these kids genuinely like my videos, I can't stop. This isn't even about me anymore. Like if I'm actually providing people with entertainment in a world where like there's so many negative things going on, so many distractions, like everyone comes from a different background, like no matter what it is, like if I'm literally providing people on a daily basis with like 8 to 12 minutes of something to watch that gets their mind off of whatever hardships they might have had that day or that week or that month, like if I can do that, I can't stop.
I started the year with 76,000 subscribers and 2 million total views. And I felt like this was the year I was gonna make my dreams come true to the point where I had to come up with new dreams. And to do that, I had to follow my own advice that I give to you guys at the end of every video, which is I had to make it happen.
The next 2 years were a lot of work, and I don't regret a second of it. I started getting this idea in my head, like, okay, like these sneaker cons are really cool. At this point, I probably literally met like tens of thousands of people. It was the coolest thing to me. Sold merchandise, all this different kind of stuff that like I never dreamed of being able to do. And I was like, okay, this is dope, but we gotta do it bigger. So I remember going to one of my friends and being like, I'm gonna go on tour this summer. He was like, dude, no offense, but like, you can't. And I was like, what? Like, yeah, I can. He's like, no, you don't understand. Like Jake Paul or Rice Gum or Kais, like they go on tour because they have, you know, 1 million or more subscribers. You have like 150,000. And I was like, no, I can go on tour. Like, we're gonna make it happen. So I did 28 cities. I did a lot of tiny cities. It was really stressful planning it all. Like I didn't have a tour manager. I didn't have any of that kind of crap. Like I always just like did things myself. So everything from booking all my travel, setting up the venues, ordering the merchandise, and then like once I got all the merchandise, it was thousands of pieces of merchandise. I had to like divide it up and ship it to every location before I started traveling, all the promotion of it by myself, like everything. And so it was a really stressful like March to June, and the tour started in June. I remember I was filming the promotion video for the tour. Like it was like me running through the desert, and I was with my friend Kevin. He was like, dude, there's no way you can do this many cities. Like you're gonna end up canceling like half of these. Like there's just no way you can travel this much. And I was like, no, you can't. This is what I don't think any of my friends realized. I wasn't going on tour to like make a few dollars selling merchandise or to get to travel or like to keep myself busy. I was going on tour because legitimately I was so happy with where my life was in terms of like how many people were paying attention to my channel that I literally just wanted to go say thank you to anyone that wanted to meet me. Like I literally, like every person I met, it was like, yo, what's up, man? Thank you for your support. Like it was like a thank you tour. Like I literally just wanted to go thank people. And so I didn't care really how big the turnouts were. Like it wasn't about anything besides being able to do that. So he's like, all right. And so we filmed this video. And so I go to Wisconsin. It was my dad and my brother, and we were golfing for like the 3 days before my tour because I love to golf. And I was like, I'm not gonna be able to golf for about, 2 months because I'm gonna be nonstop traveling. So like, let's go golf. And there's a cool place to golf in Wisconsin. So we're golfing there for 3 days. And we get to Milwaukee the night before my tour starts.
I'm so excited because tomorrow is the day that the tour finally starts. It kicks off tomorrow, which is Saturday, June 10th at Milwaukee at a store called Trusted Kicks. It's gonna be so lit. I'll be honest, you guys, I really have no idea what to expect. There might be 20 people at each location and there might be 300. I mean, 300 is kind of high. Anyways, like, I don't know what to expect. I've never done a pop by myself. Everything I've done's been at sneaker cons and stuff like that. I have no idea what to expect, man, but I've done everything I can to try to make it the most successful thing as possible. So now I'm just anxious and ready to just get this thing going.
And that's when it hit me. I was like, oh crap, like no one's gonna come. And like, it's not even that I necessarily care that no one's gonna come. It's just like, this is a lot of work. And like, people are expecting these videos now and like, they're gonna see me with like 6 people in front of it, and I'm gonna have to go do 20 of these cities. And so the night before, I go to the store to make sure everything's all good. And there was 15 people in line, like the night before my event, just to like meet. And the kid who was first in line ended up waiting 39 hours. Shout out to Simon.
What time did you get here?
He's first in line. 12 p.m. morning. Not in the morning, 12 p.m.
The event starts at 12 tomorrow.
I know.
That's more than 24 hours. What time did you guys get here?
3 o'clock.
3? 3?
3:30.
3:30, okay, that's why it's a little farther back.
6:30.
6:30? 6:30, what time did you guys get here?
Like 6:30. 6:30, yeah. We got here so early.
So even you guys who are like 10th in line, 6:30, you guys are waiting 18 hours.
Yeah, we don't care. It's for you.
Bro, that's so sick. Like, it's humbling and I honestly don't know what to say. I gotta go get dinner now. Hopefully, don't go anywhere. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Whoa. Like this is about to be really, really, really real. And that tour was insane. Meeting countless people that you know, have told me how much they support me, you know, telling me stories about themselves and how I've motivated them. That was definitely my favorite part, was like when a kid would be like, because I watched your videos, I started reselling sneakers and now I've made this, like I can buy a car, or like now I was able to do this for my mom or my dad, or, you know, like all those different stories of like kids that genuinely like use my content to motivate them or to like just make them happier was one of the two things. And like the second part of that was then meeting like other content creators and stuff like that, like networking for myself. So like meeting people like Kais and Rice Gum and Yeezy Busta and Blake Linder and Giancarlo, and like, I mean, the list goes so far on. Overflow, Dude Perfect, so many professional athletes, a couple of musicians, like lots of good friends of mine are, you know, Chargers players. In fact, a lot of them are Wynn sports athletes, which I'll talk about a little later. I mean, like so many different people that I like grew up being a fan of, I got to meet, which was like a really like neat experience. That is definitely one of my favorite parts about being on YouTube.
Welcome to my crib, man. All you just Wynn McNugget head. No, seriously, you guys, I'm CJ So Cool if you did not know, and this is my crib. I let Just Wynn in for the day. He's the first person to ever come in and get any type of footage like this, so you guys are lucky and very blessed. Gang.
So after the tour, I get back to school. It's senior year. I was really, really excited because there's always that like rumor like senior year in high school is way, way, way easier. And I was super fired up about that because I was like, good, like I'm gonna 100% focus on, you know, like building this career and stuff like that. And I was able to do that. But the next big thing was October 1st.
At least 58 people now dead, more than 500 people wounded in a horrific shooting on the Las Vegas Strip. It's the deadliest mass shooting in modern United States history.
That day like really, really, really kind of hit me hard because like I said, born and raised in Vegas. When the shooting happened, I was literally 5 minutes away from there. I had actually talked about going to that concert. I knew people that got shot. Like I couldn't really believe what happened. And so my friend calls me the next morning, my friend Matt, and he's like, yo, like, did you hear about Gianna and Natalia? And I was like, who, like what, like who is that? Like what happened? And so basically it was these two twins that I did know. I just like, it didn't even really register with me, that they both went to a school that a lot of my friends went to. Both twins got shot and both survived. But he was like, dude, like they really need help. And I was like, okay, like I'm gonna figure out a way to help them. I don't know how, but I'm gonna figure it out. And so everyone around me really supported this decision, but it was like, I knew how big of a risk it was because my channel was all based around sneakers. Like, obviously, and it still really kind of is, like sneakers, clothing, all that kind of stuff. But back then it wasn't even really clothing. I didn't really get into that until this year. So I took my entire sneaker collection and sold it. I sold it all in like one day. I put everything up for steal so it would like sell instantly. And I went over to their house the next day and gave them the check, met them, talked to them a little bit. And that's when I was like, okay, like, now I actually feel like this platform is doing something, because it was more than just like, oh, let me go thank people. Oh, like, let me like sell shirts. Oh, let me talk about sneakers. Like I was doing something that legitimately made a difference in someone's life. And so that really changed my mindset, because I was like, okay, this isn't even sneakers anymore. Like I can do anything I want with this platform. Like after that, like we did some stuff for Hurricane Harvey. There's definitely a lot of opportunities after that I found to make this channel bigger than sneakers.
And the last thing I want to just tell you guys is that like, just be positive. Like you never know how far positivity can go. Like just spread it. Like smile when you walk places. Like literally the smallest little things could change someone's entire day. So please just try to be positive, spread those vibes, spread that energy, spread that love if you can, when you can, you always can.
Hopefully you guys watching this don't think of me as like, oh, you talk about shoes on the internet, but like, you know, whatever. Like I hope that like I'm the kind of person that like at least is setting a good example for those that follow me, because like I never wanted to be the kind of kid that opened up a pair of shoes and that was it. Like I wanted to be able to do more.
What was it like to be a YouTuber in high school?
It was really rewarding and really, really difficult at the same time. So wake up at 6 a.m., deal with Instagram stuff, like responding to DMs, reaching out to companies via DM. Like a lot of the sponsorships that I was able to get, like I reached out to them, not the other way around. Like I always like was very aggressive in like trying to get certain things that I wanted. Get home from school. Sometimes I had practice because my school required that you play a sport. So when I had that, I had 2 hours of practice. Get home, spend like maybe an hour to 3 hours a day on homework at a minimum, and that was because I honestly found shortcuts on how to make it take less time than it should have.
Did some other off-camera stuff. I'm talking about my summer homework, which I told you guys I hadn't started. I start school like now, it feels like, and I'm not even close to done my summer homework, so that's definitely an issue. I haven't been doing a whole lot. I've just kind of been editing and doing some school stuff. I have summer homework and school starts Monday, so.
Film a video. A lot of times I would drive to Urban Necessities and film. I did a lot of collaborations with them when I was in high school that you guys seem to really like. I developed a good relationship with JC for a while. Shopping, vlogs, all different kinds of stuff like that. So filming those. Some point in there trying to eat dinner, a lot of times I didn't. Then editing the videos completely by myself. I edited by myself, saving them, editing a thumbnail by myself, saving us, that way it would all be ready to upload the next day. Keep in mind, I tried to do this every single day. So it wasn't like I would have these long days and like the next day I'd sleep for 15 hours. It was like repeat for like 24 months straight, you know? So it was never really any days off. My friends were pretty supportive of it. In fact, you guys met one of my really close friends, Brian Cav was one of my, still is one of my closest friends, and you know, he made a YouTube and like 30 or 40,000 people went and subscribed to him, which was super cool.
So we just went out, we got some dinner, we hung out with a few friends. It was a lot of fun. Brian is here now. We have our fantasy football draft tomorrow. I got something special for tomorrow. And I will see you guys tomorrow, family. Stay winning and make it happen. ShopJustWin.com. Peace!
I was always into football, specifically the Chargers. Like growing up, I was a diehard fan. I would do anything for that team. I want to own that team one day. Like I want to play for it. Like I want to do anything. Like I decided like I was going to do whatever I could do to be involved in the organization however I could. And so when I had like 60 or 70,000 subscribers, I got a field pass. I got invited to come vlog before the game for the Chargers-Buccaneers game. And I was so excited because like I'd never been on the field before at a Chargers game. And so the biggest thing that happened that day was I actually met like one of the heads of marketing for the Chargers who I built like a really strong relationship with. Shout out to Joel. And he like really has been the one who's like really made it possible for me to do a lot of this stuff. And so fast forward like 8 months after this, like the early weeks of this last season, they have what's called My Cause, My Cleats, which is where every player gets to like design a pair of cleats for the charity that they most support, and then they get to wear them during the game whether or not they match the uniform or not. And so he reached out to me and he's like, yo, come film this, like all the players can show off their cleats to you, you can like judge them and we'll make a video about it. And I was like, you don't have to sell me, like I'm so excited. And so I came down to Orange County with my friends where they practice in Costa Mesa, and we get to the venue. They presented me with this jersey that was, it said Just Win on the back, #1. It was, I mean, that was like so cool to me. I got to throw the football around on the field that day, meet a ton of players, like talk to them. Like I think I had like a 20-minute conversation with Melvin Gordon, and that's really when I first met some of the guys who I'm really close with now, like Hayes Pollard, Travis Benjamin, Corey Legit, and among others. And so I come back the next week and they're actually playing my video on the Jumbotron before the game. This is so sick. Like it's literally playing pregame. And so I went on the field to the game and stuff like that, talked to the players some more, met some more players, like just continued to try to grow the relationship. This is one of my favorite things I have in this entire apartment. This is a pair of Jordan 5s that the Chargers actually gifted me. I went there to like one of their practices, met a lot of players, filmed a YouTube video with them, all that kind of stuff. So they gave me this pair of 5s and they're signed by my 6 favorite Chargers players. And then they sent me this note, which I framed in a kind of weird frame. I just happen to have it, but it says, Blake, thanks for your support of the Chargers. Here's a pair of Jordans signed by Keenan Allen, Bosa, Gordon, Gates, Ingram, and Phillip Rivers. Enjoy and #stay winning, your friends at the Chargers. So coming home to a package from the team that I grew up idolizing with their signatures and stuff like that, like those are the kinds of like moments that make what I did on YouTube so cool to me. So a couple weeks later, I actually realized I had a pair of Revenge Storm Vans, or I guess they're not Vans, the Ian Connors, the black and white pair classic that were too big on me, and I knew Hayes had been looking for them. And so I texted him, I'm like, yo, like I'm gonna come to the game next week when you guys play the Redskins. I'm gonna bring you these shoes. I'm gonna be on the field during the game. After the game, I wanna give you. He's like, oh, cool, like let's do it. So I go to the game, I'm on the field, and after the game, I give him the shoes, and he's like, yo, like let's do a swap. So he takes off his jersey and gives me his game jersey. And I was like, oh, this is so sick. That video got like 600,000 views, 700,000 views, like a crazy amount of views. I was super excited because that was like one of my favorite videos to ever make, film, live through, all that kind of stuff. So the fact that it blew up, I was like yes, like, all right, here we go. And so obviously that helped Hayes and I get a lot closer and stuff like that too. His Instagram gained like a few thousand followers after that. So in order to graduate from high school, I had to have an internship. You had to take a 1-week internship, and I was like, I'm just gonna ask. Like, I just wanna see, maybe if I ask enough in advance, they'll let me. So I texted Joel and I'm like, yo, I have to do this internship. Like, is there any way that I could intern in the marketing department for the Chargers for a week? Somehow, some way, like he always does, he worked his magic and I actually got the internship with the Chargers, which was so much fun. Like, I spent the entire week like meeting everybody that like basically works for the organization, from like team photographers to the people that manage social media. I was there during the NFL draft, which was so much fun, like being there for that. And the next day after we made our pick, we picked Derwin James, a safety from Florida State, who I was like a big fan of even in college, like absolute like beast on the field. They were like, all right, so for today, like we don't really need you in the office, like you can go handle Derwin. I was like, really? They're like, yeah, good. Go around with Derwin everywhere. I was like, okay. Enough said, I don't need to hear anything else. So I went to the airport to pick Derwin up.
What's up, guys? So I'm at the airport, but it's not for myself. It's one of the rare times where actually I'm not traveling. I'm actually picking someone up from the airport, but it isn't just anybody. For all the NFL fans that watch me, the Chargers yesterday selected with the 17th pick, free safety from Florida State. His name is Derwin James. And because I'm doing a lot of stuff with the Chargers, I'm actually gonna be the person that kind of greets him as he comes off the plane.
Comes down the escalator off the plane. It's like a movie, and I was like, welcome to the Chargers, man.
Welcome to the Chargers.
Yes, sir. I'm happy to be here.
He's like, happy to be here. And now he's actually like in first place to win Rookie of the Year and everything like that. So it was such a sick day. We pick him up. First stop we made was to the facility so we could meet the coaches. Did a photo shoot, did a press conference. Then we went to Sports Center, and he does a segment with like all the anchors that I watch every day. Like, I'm a diehard sports fan, so I got to meet all of them. We're playing ping pong in the Sports Center headquarters. We were playing arcade basketball. That was like an absolute blast. And so now the last building block I think I needed to do what I do now, be Wynn Sports. Basically what it is it's an agency that connects brands with NFL athletes and actually MLB and NBA athletes, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But a lot of these guys have huge followings, yet they don't have brand deals. And there's no reason why they couldn't, because like I said, they have the following. So I'm basically their agent or their representative in connecting the two, getting them sponsored content, appearances, and all that kind of stuff. And so everything's a step stool, you know? Like, I went from reselling on eBay to the YouTube, and now from YouTube to this, except this time it's different because I'm not leaving YouTube behind. Follow the brand on Instagram, Wynn Sports, if you don't already, so you can kind of see what we're up to. But it's really, really, really exciting for me, and I owe a lot of that to you guys. My biggest goal in life is to build a legacy for me, for my family, for my loved ones, my friends. Like, I want to be somebody who people can be proud to know, who sets an example for those who want to follow their dreams, who can motivate you guys to follow your own dreams. The fact that you guys do that, like, I can't thank you guys enough. The way that I look at it is every single one of these places there's small businesses, like there's lots of successful people, there's just so many different things that mean so many opportunities for so many different people, that like being able to like stand here and like look over all of it just like feels a certain kind of way that like makes me feel like it's like one of those little like victories. Like, this is not like a huge place. Like, you'll see in the apartment tour video, it's not like this is like a 5-bedroom apartment. It's like one bedroom. I live here by myself, but it's definitely the kind of place that like I grew up dreaming about living in, and in fact being able to do it at 18. Like, everyone has that childhood dream that they're chasing, and there's no reason you shouldn't go for it. Like, you really, really can do it. It's hard. Like, it's definitely hard, but like anyone can do it. It's a dream come true. You know, I grew up wanting to live in New York so badly. No one in my family has really ever lived here. My dad was born in upstate New York and moved when he was 3, so no one's really ever lived in New York yet. It was definitely intimidating, like even talking about it, like I still can't believe I actually chose to do this, because pretty much the majority of my life I was pretty dead set on going to college in California, but I decided last minute that like, no, I gotta go do this for me. I gotta go try to do the thing that I've dreamed about doing since I was a little kid. So moving out here has been beyond crazy. It's the fastest lifestyle I could ever imagine. Like, I thought that life was fast in Las Vegas with the amount of time I had to travel, and it's literally the city that doesn't sleep. No one here sleeps, and I love it. Like, it's the most motivational thing that like I feel like I've ever been a part of. The cold is a lot for me. In Vegas, the coldest it ever gets is 70 degrees, and in the summer it gets to 120. So the fact that it's only early November and it's 30 degrees outside and it's supposed to snow tomorrow is terrifying. Like, it's gonna be cold. Hopefully I have the clothes for it. I don't feel like I do, considering it's 31 degrees outside and I'm literally wearing shorts right now. But it's exciting, and I'm glad that I live here now because I think that it'll give you guys a way cooler experience watching my channel. Like, I think the content will be so much better just because it's New York City. There's so much to do. There's no sneaker YouTubers, you know, that live here. So I'm excited for what I get to bring you guys living here. Like I said, I'm still kind of in the process of designing the apartment, which is why this video is not going to be an apartment tour, but just got this StockX, the Cause X MoMA, which is actually like 4 blocks from here, the MoMA Art Gallery. It's the Cause BFF. Alright, I'll figure out where to put him later. I want to read this number. I want to thank the 42,983,139 people who have ever heard me say one word on YouTube, the over 400,000 of you guys that have subscribed to me. And you know, I don't really consider myself lucky because my YouTube channel grew or because of reselling or because of starting a sports agency or anything like that. Like, I consider myself lucky because I enjoy the process of it and I get to wake up every day and be happy for what I get to do and the life that I get to live. And that's because of you guys. So all I can say is thank you. And if you're wondering what the best way to do that yourselves is, all I can say is stay winning and make it happen, fam. Peace.